The COVID shutdowns may be behind us. Some small businesses are still recovering from the lost revenue, especially in the restaurant industry.
And now one local lawmaker is trying to make things easier for them to offer dining al fresco. On your side's Kristine Lazar joins us now to explain, and I do want to see outdoor dining stick around.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have grown accustomed to it at places that didn't have outdoor dining before, whether they like enjoying the sunshine and the better weather, or some people just don't want to be in crowded rooms indoors anymore. You know, we've kind of changed how we feel about that. So the City of LA's al fresco program is a way to keep outdoor dining thriving in this post-pandemic economy. But restaurants along our coast could face additional financial hurdles to keep their outdoor spaces open. So now one local lawmaker is trying to change that.
The streets may be bustling again in Venice, but the economic effects of the pandemic remain for some, including restaurant owner Mark Van Gessel.
We still have not seen the tourists that we've had before, and I believe it was due to COVID and the other ancillary things that happened because of COVID.
One of the ways Van Gessel has been able to keep the doors open at the oldest bar in Venice, Hanano Cafe, was to create an outdoor dining space.
So without outdoor dining, I would have literally been shut down. And to me, you know, that would have caused my business to go under.
During the pandemic, more than 150 restaurants were issued outdoor dining permits in the coastal zone of Venice. And their council person, Tracy Park, says she believes many plan to extend them.
They've already made large investments in their al fresco dining patios, and that really continues to be a lifeline that is keeping those businesses afloat.
But when their outdoor dining permits expire at the end of 2023, restaurants near the water will need to get a special coastal development permit, or CDP, to continue dining al fresco.
And for each one of those individual restaurants to get a new CDP, they're looking at approximately $16,000 in additional cost and anywhere between 6 and 9 months in time to secure those permits.
That's a cost Van Gessel finds laughable.
My place is a small little place. We're not doing, you know, these huge numbers. That would be just not make it feasible financially.
And that's why Park has introduced a motion to keep those costs down.
My proposal is that all 154 restaurants participate in one programmatic CDP, where we set up a process where all of them are grouped together and considered and permitted in one effort.
So would that mean then that they would share that $16,000 cost instead of each of them having to bear that?
Yes.
Park says while the costs would be shared, environmental regulations will not be weakened.
And we want to be very clear that we are going to continue to be sensitive to the marine environment, and the usual environmental rules that govern will continue to apply.
And Park's motion instructs the planning department to prepare a report that is due next month. So we'll continue to follow this. Obviously, $16,000 per restaurant to keep their dining outdoors, not feasible for most. But if they share the cost, you know, amongst 150 of them, that obviously makes it a lot more palatable. Pardon the pun.
And
I'm sorry.
Look at you.
And we really enjoy it here in Southern California because we have the perfect weather.
We have the weather for it, right?
Yeah.
We should all be utilizing it, and it's so nice even when you have like the expanded spaces, and you know, it sometimes can make parking a little harder because it will take up the parking lots, but you know, then we walk, right? Stay in your neighborhood. That's what I always say.
That's how we enjoy our nice weather here. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We finally brought the nice weather.
Thank
Too bad we're not
goodness.
going to weather now because it would be the perfect segue.